Not sure why redemption is a good idea. Uh, that's no problem. I've been there myself. I'm hoping these four things I'm going to mention will help benefit you as we dig a little deeper into this video. So I'm going to dive into talk about the four ways that redemption can benefit you. And first things first, we'll start off with the fact that redemption can help bring you clarity. Clarity. Sorry for those who didn't hear me. uh, Next thing is that redemption can help to redefine you. Redemption can also help to bring you freedom. And last but not least, this is a major one, redemption can help you to heal from the past. So these are the four ways that redemption can benefit you or anybody you know. Actually more, sorry, you. So just stick around as we dig a little deeper into each one so you can just grab the knowledge. That's it. Tip number one, redemption can help bring you clarity. Now, I'm sure you know, there are a lot of things that can distract us or mislead us in terms of, what we do in life. Things like pain, fear, confusion, laziness, overthinking, and that's just to name a few. Now, what redemption means is literally you being pulled out of the messy situation that you're in right now, and being put on the right path that you were always destined to go. And that's Jesus helping you to be pulled out of the mess you're in so that you can actually start walking in your destiny, essentially. Imagine, imagine like you're in a totally dark cave, no light at all. And like that cave represents your messy situation, your messy life. Now, you invite Jesus to come in and rescue you. And he takes you out of that cave and puts you into the regular world where, you can see the sun. No, it's not that bright, but you can see the sun. You feel the sun's rays. You now see the landscape and you see like, wow, there's a lot of stuff out here, Like, how would you feel? You know what I mean? Like, imagine how much further you could see and imagine how much further you could actually go in life. That exact, the wonder and awe of being pulled out of that messy situation, that's exactly how Thor's felt when he essentially shifted from the Viking culture to being a man who I would call being redeemed. Again, awakened Thors, as I call him. So remember when Thors was leaving the young Vikings to, secretly, get away with his, Helga and Ylfa? Now, him doing that was because his gaze, because of how he was being redeemed, his gaze was now clearer than it had ever been in his life. And that's why you see like a pissed off Thorkel, the way he was staring at him, like supremely pissed this guy off because he started to realize like Thors was in a place, like not physically but vision wise, Thors was in a place that he couldn't reach, like something beyond the sword, which is even just amazing. And Thors now sees that he now sees what really matters in his life. His family, his wife, and then something more, something like the idea that violence is not his friend, that that the blade and that violent culture of being a Viking had been keeping him from his real self for the longest time. And all this is just to say that redemption can be a really, really big eye opener. It can show you a lot of things that you never saw before, like what you need to heal from, for one, where you, like, all these opportunities that are available for you that you never saw, and also I think there's a big one, like where Jesus could take you in this life that you're in right now. Yeah, so that's tip number one.
お前らはその目で何を見てる?
Tip number two is that redemption can help redefine who you are. Now, I'm just going to say this just to be upfront and straight. You are not your past. I'm going to repeat that again. You are not your past. You don't have to be. You can definitely become something different, something better, something more. And I really believe that's what Jesus wants to do with all of us when he redeems us. This is something you really see clear as day in the life of Thor's. So just to get a before and after kind of picture, Thor's of old was the one, diving into the battle in these battlefields, way back when, with sword in hand, hack and slash, nobody could stand in this guy's way. He's really just trying to win glory on the battlefield like any other man would during his era. And that's all he knew. That was his culture. That's what he was brought up in. That's his default. Then, then, then Thor's became redeemed and started to walk that road of redemption. And he totally got redefined. Not even the same guy anymore. Where he himself doesn't use a sword unless necessary. And even then, he prefers to use his words over the sword. And regardless, he's not even looking for violence. He doesn't like violence. But he has a control to make sure that violence doesn't have him, essentially. And you really see this where his, like when he's fighting Asclad, even though he had to use his sword in that time, he still had the control to not cut down Asclad or hurt anybody. I mean, that's even amazing because this guy has enough experience to be hacking down and cutting anybody he wants to. Yet the redefined him now realizes like violence is actually the enemy. And he is on his way to being able to be able to live without the sword, where he's actually becoming what he wants to be, a true warrior, who is not guided by his blade, but guided by essentially his heart. And we just like, seriously, that's a big deal. Like, think of the mental clarity you need to be able to have that kind of control in terms of not even hurting anybody. Hurting people is easy. It's not hurting them. That takes control and work. And we see that the ease with which Thor's goes through his fight with Asclad and Asclad's crew tells you that he's not the same guy he was before. He's completely different. And he's now, and that's what I think redemption can do for any human being. It can help redefine them, and they can actually become someone unique, and become get to that level where fear no longer has control. Fear or the past no longer has control over who they actually are. Yeah, and that is tip number 2.
こんなものに頼らざるを得んのは俺が未熟だからだ。本当の戦士には剣などいらぬ。